Good day, student. My name is Ustaz Abdulwasi once again. I'm welcoming you all to this, our third lesson of e-learning Islamic study. In our last class, I believe that we've done justice to the topics. Why today's e-learning Islamic study is neighborliness in Islam. That is, good neighborliness, how we can interact with our neighbors, how we can interact with those people that they are friends or family, because interacting with people, it is something that is very crucial in Islam for us to understand. When a Muslim understands the concept of interacting with Muslim brother, then he will know how to go about series of problems that may be facing the Muslim in Islam. First and foremost, we are made to understand that during the life of Prophet Muhammad interacted with many people, the Sahaba. It was as a result of this that most of them they've seen in Prophet Muhammad. That was what actually prompted some of them to accept Islam. Meaning that good neighborliness, it is something that is very crucial for us to understand the concept of good neighborliness. Islam moral required behaviors are mostly concerned with relationship between a man and his creators, Allah. It means that as a Muslim, it is a must for us to have good relationship with our creators. And when we talk of this creator, it starts from worshiping Allah, and we should make sure that all the Quranic injunction, we are doing it as Allah has ordered us, as He has enjoined us to carry it out. That is, as a man, Allah said in the glorious Quran that He has created us purposely to worship Allah. So that relationship, we make sure that the relationship is subsisted in a such a way that Allah will love us, and we will always move closer to God by worshiping Him, by appreciating Allah for what He has done so far. And his fellow human being, Islam teaches that a Muslim should watch his behavior towards his neighbor, and our behavior, as the way we interact, we relate with our neighbor, we have to watch it. It is something that is very crucial for a Muslim to understand this. Many people always fall victim to this by not understanding those things that will actually be bringing a kind of difficulties to their neighbor. But when he or she understand the concept of this, then they will be living in peaceful environment. When holding discussion, a Muslim should not say behind his neighbor back what is bad about the neighbor. This, we can actually say it is backbiting. That is, for you to be saying something bad about your neighbor, it is something that is very bad in Islam. Always say good thing about human being. Always present the issue of a man in a good manner. Many people always say something bad about their neighbor, and this is creating problem. He should either say what is good about his neighbor or he keep quiet. This particular explanation tells us about the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad that enjoined the Muslim that when you know that you cannot be able to say something that is good, then is advisable for you to keep quiet rather than implicating human being, or you are adding to his problem. All these, they are not good in Islam. Similarly, when a Muslim is talking with his neighbor, he should be humble and polite. It is good for someone to be humble. When you are humble, then people will always come to you. And when you want to address someone, you address him politely. Don't be rude, be humble, and let people appreciate what Allah has endowed you by presenting the issue of people in a such a way that people will appreciate you and they value you. With regard to entertainment, a friend, visitor, and neighbor, the Muslim should make use of lawful food and drink, similar to those which he himself takes. We have those lawful in Islam, such as dog, such as our pig, and some other animal as well, that is not advisable for a Muslim to give the unlawful food that you know that Allah did not enjoin us to eat. So definitely you shouldn't say because you want to satisfy a Christian and they are celebrating their festival, you decided to give him some of the unlawful food or drink. All this is not accepted in Islam, and we should try in as much as possible to refrain from such. No Muslim should entertain a non-Muslim with un-Islamic food and drink. Finally, a Muslim should avoid disturbing his neighbor with noise, especially from electronic equipment such as radio or television. Now, at the end of this lesson, a Muslim, it is incumbent on him to make sure that he is not disturbing his neighbor with television or radio. There is a particular hadith of the Prophet that tells us about how we can live in a peaceful environment. And the hadith said, La dororo wa la dororo, that you should not disturb your neighbor. What you cannot accommodate, then you shouldn't impose it on someone that they are your neighbor. All these things, they are very important, and that is why Islam is a religion of simplicity. Islam is a religion that he has explained everything for human being. There's nothing, or there's not a segment or aspect in Islam that Allah has not discussed about how we can interact. The Muslim, when Prophet Muhammad was in Mecca, he was able to he related with the non-Muslim in a such a way that so many of them appreciate the value of Islam and they converted to Islam. So meaning that those people that are neighbor, we should make sure that we are living with them in a such a way that they will appreciate the religion of Al-Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.